Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey, good evening, Facebook family. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guidance servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Hair's looking a little untucked there. We tuck that on up in there in the dread. So look who showed up in Denver International Airport in time to do a daily dose. Of course, because the video last night cut off, you wouldn't know that I was going to be on the road, although I did say that in the video last night. So I didn't look at the video, but I think it got cut off. Someone mentioned it got cut off at some point. So, sorry about that. Tonight's episode, can you hear me with this noise? I'm trying to make everyone dizzy also. Hey, Stefan, hey, Mimi, and I know it makes Stefan dizzy when I move around. Stefan's like, please stop moving, Big Papa. Please stop moving. It disorients me. So, Mimi, can you hear me? Stefan, can you hear me? Let me know. Hey, Kirsten. It gets a little loud in here sometimes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mary. Here's the thing. Talking about meeting the early need, the early trauma need. Couple things I want to talk to you guys about tonight. In addition to tonight's episode being brought to you by ClickFunnels.com. If you're a speaker, author, professional, a parent who's got a side hustle going on, you want to help your kids launch an online business, ClickFunnels is the place to go. Click on the link in the description. You actually get 30-day free trial, so there's absolutely no cost. I think maybe it's 14 days, maybe 30 days. I need to go back and look. I'm not being a very good, whatever you call that person. What do you call that person that speaks for the company? Anyway, I'm just doing Big Papa. So, ClickFunnels.com. I had a question from a parent that came in earlier today. She has a child, got him at 5 months old, severe neglect and deprivation, I am believing. And what she believes also, because they diagnosed the child as failure to thrive, and the child's now 12 months old, and so she was like, I think we have the grip on the failure to thrive thing, but when we start cooking, it really stresses the baby out, and she starts crying and flailing, and it's hard to console her. And then she said also that when they eat, like she eats all her food, she even says she's all done, but then she's like scrounging around on the floor looking for crumbs, trying to eat other people's food. Yeah, that's it. A spokesman. Thanks, Stefan. I'm a crap spokesman. That's right. I am. It's okay. I'm a Big Papa spokesman. You get what you pay for. So she said she crawls around looking for more food, even though she says she's done. And so my suggestion to the mom was, number one, obviously they've nailed the failure to thrive dynamic. However, there's a severe trauma element, triggering element that is occurring, and that's why the smell of food causes the little girl to become overwhelmed, because the smell hits the amygdala. It only requires one sensory pathway to hit the amygdala. That's why when you smell something, you immediately connect to it, whereas seeing something requires seven different pathways before it actually forms as a thought. So just an interesting little side note. So when you smell something, it only goes through one pathway before it alarms the amygdala. The thing is that when the little girl's smelling, she's getting triggered. I told the mom that there's probably some pretty severe neglect and deprivation in the history. So she's smelling the food, and she was probably deprived of food, and that's what's causing her to get significantly overwhelmed. And so there's a twofold experience that is occurring there is, number one, the triggering of the food connected to the failure to thrive. Number two, the smelling of the food connected to the deprivation. Number three, so let's call that a trifold experience. Number three is the fact that now she is actually working through trauma. See, a lot of times we associate children's upset, we associate their crying with, in our attempt to console them and our inability to console them, we associate that to us doing something wrong. But the reality is that the cry, when the safety and the security and the nurturing has been provided, the cry becomes a release for the processing of the trauma energy that is stored in the brain and the body. That's what we have to keep in mind. And that's what a lot of times we miss when it comes to behaviors. Behaviors are a manifestation of stress and trauma. Therefore, a behavior exertion is actually potentially an opportunity for a child to work through trauma. So I encourage the mom to continue the attachment parenting that she'd been doing, but to pick the little girl up, soothe her, nurture her, let her know it's going to be okay. But don't try to calm the cry. In fact, encourage her to let it out. Tell her it's okay, let it out, and then when mom can get to a good place, even allow herself to grieve with the baby as the baby's crying, because the baby's cry is going to trigger the mother's own infant anxiety memories. And that's a lot of times what throws parents off, is that when they're hearing a baby cry, they get overwhelmed and they don't realize it's not about the fact that the baby's crying. It's about the fact that the baby's cry signals and dings your own amygdala, which then, depending on the intensity of the vibration, opens up your brainstem, connects to that previous experience, and that previous experience could be pre-verbal, and that anxiety you're experiencing actually is when you were a baby, not about the baby you're trying to care for. So, and I gave the mother a couple other tips, but that was really the crux of what I want to talk to you about. The other thing is, and this is what I mentioned last night, is I'm in Northern California a lot now. Have a wraparound program, parents in training, and we're working with adoptive families. And I am ready to bring on a couple more clinicians, a couple more therapists that will train intensively with me. And you could be a paraprofessional also. You don't have to be a practicing therapist. I'd love to have a couple of licensed clinicians on the team that have a trauma background. But if you don't, but you are interested in doing work with adoptive families, and you wanna walk alongside Big Papa and join in some of this madness and some of this beauty, then send me an email, info@Post+Institute.com. That'll get to me. We'll schedule a time that we can talk. And if you're in Northern California, that's fantastic. If you're not, maybe we'll talk about relocating. The last time I reached out to my network for help and adding members to my team, I pulled Harold and Edna Crawford out of there, and we've been connected for almost 15 years, and so it's a beautiful thing. So if you're looking for a New Year's change and you want to work with families, we've got a big growing need to bring more love to Northern California. That's what we're going to do. We're on fire, and I want to get some people up to speed to be able to help more families. So email me, info@Post+Institute.com. And with that, I think I probably better get off of here, because my plane departs from an entirely different terminal, and I've been known to miss a flight, and I don't want to miss this flight. Remember, guys, in any given situation, we always have two choices. You can continue to react from your same blueprints of stress, fear, and overwhelm, or you can stop, slow down, take 3 to 10 deep breaths, and choose love. I hope you'll choose love. God bless each and every one of you. Big Papa loves you. Stefan, I'm going to work on my spokesperson skills. Maybe I better watch some YouTube videos. But we'll see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.